friends, this is Yvonne. Well, this weekend I kind of immersed myself into this book called The Sensory Sensitive Child, written by two psychologists who are the parents of children with sensory processing difficulties. And I was actually very sad yesterday after I finished this book, as the behaviors described in this book are not so unusual to be seen in preschool children. Yet not many parents, educators, even qualified teachers are aware of this, let alone reaching out for the support for the children. So today I decided to talk a little bit about the sensory processing disorder or difficulties, and hopefully inspire you with a new scope of understanding of children's challenging behaviors. So if you are familiar with my previous videos, you will know that I'm very big on understanding neurobiological foundation before we move to the education part. So today I will start by touching a little bit about the nervous system. So I've got Peter here. So you have your central nervous system that's made of your brain and your spinal cord. And then you have your peripheral nervous system that's going to be everything like outside of your central nervous system, and they communicate. Right, let's say you touch something that's hot, and that hot signals go through your peripheral nervous system to your central nervous system, to your brain and spine, and your brain tells you to take your hands or put it down because that's hot. Well, if you can do that, then congratulations, you have great functional sensory processing abilities. But for children who have sensory processing difficulties, there is a little lack of communication or too much communication going on between these two parts of a nervous system. You're either going to have a hypersensitivity or hyposensitivity. Before I show you the examples, I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page, that we have 7 senses rather than 5 senses before. We've got sight, smell, taste, hearing, touch, and additional 2 more. Some of you might not be so familiar, the vestibular and proprioception. So let's move on to sensory processing difficulty. With hypersensitivity, it means that when their senses are stimulated, it's just too much for them. So you're gonna see a lot of things in children that will signal that they're just getting way too much input. It's like, oh my god, I cannot take it anymore. And they might cry all the time, they might don't want to walk on the sand or the grass with their barefoot. It just really bothers them. And another kind of hypersensitivity is that they hate to put their hands in Play-Doh or mess with those. Also, some children don't like certain texture of food like chunks or purees, and they don't like brushing their teeth or hairs or even dress up. They're gonna cry and throw a tantrum whenever it's time to do that. And they don't like loud noises like blenders and vacuum cleaners. They don't like some certain of smell like onion, and that's just way too much for them. And they're gonna cry, scream, and stick their head on the sheet. And another type of hypersensitivity is they have poor balance. They might look clumsy and can be overly cautious when they're walking. So they're hypersensitivity. And hyposensitivity is the complete opposite. These type of children are like, I need more. I cannot stop moving until I get more sensory stimuli. That's going to be the children that are running around all over the place. They crash into walls frequently. They fall down easily. They like to be upside down. They sometimes spin around and never seems to feel dizzy. And they want to chew on everything. They touch things. They break things because they really need more sensory input. And these children, they're not so fortunate. For reasons they don't understand, they do not process sensory information efficiently, and they don't feel comfortable. They're painfully aware of the sensations that other children do not seem to notice. And these kids might look clumsy or disorganized. They may be silly and excitable. They might crash into things despite their protest that others are crashing into them. They may complain about noise, but makes a lot of it. They can be controlling, irritable, anxious, or difficult to manage. But they are the children that need to be understood, and they need support. No matter if you are the parent, the educators, the teachers, or the health professionals, you can help them by providing more sensory stimuli or less sensory input for the children with different needs accordingly. And if you think it's time for some diagnosis in reaching out for the support of occupational therapists, do it. Please do not think about the labeling. Think what your child might need. Every child deserves understanding and support without judgment. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!